Bajo and Dinaway Maganadog. Minokishgad Kisakin. I hope you're doing well. Saturday, May 30th. Popping on here for another video. Full disclosure, I don't know how much longer I'm going to do these videos. I am nearing 100 on my YouTube channel, and I may just take a break for a little bit. I don't really get any views. I don't get a lot of views anyway. Thank you to all of you who do view my videos. But I don't get a lot of views, and I have some videos that I thought were really powerful with no views. And I'm sure that's 100% my fault, so I take ownership of that. But also, I don't really have the time to figure out how to get the views because I'm busy. I work a full-time job, and I'm also trying to do this work, and then there are all these other things going on. But I mean, honestly, this has never been a hobby. It's more of a calling, and I'm at a place where I wonder if it is a true calling or if it was an ego calling. So, all that's to say, I may do these a few more times and then transition to something else. So, what we're going to talk about today, though, I did something a little different. Usually I pull a card or I do a reading for myself so that I can get grounded and be stable enough that I can hopefully channel a good message for the collective, for those who might watch this. And I usually keep those to myself. Those cards are for me. I don't share them. But this morning I decided to pull the Mary Magdalene Oracle by Megan Watterson. And I thought that the card that got pulled was really, really powerful for what is going on in the world today, especially as we approach this full moon. And I think that we're going to see the opportunity to really, really shift the way that we behave in the world. So anyway, let's get started. The card that I pulled from the Mary Magdalene Oracle is called the Cave of Eggs. We exist in and with each other. So throughout this deck, Megan Watterson talks about her journey to know Mary Magdalene more, and she has traveled to some of the sacred places that Mary Magdalene is reported to have stayed. This one is pertaining to a cave called the Cave of Eggs in France. And so what struck me, though, about this is this idea that we have more than enough evidence and the more than enough capability to be in communion with each other. It is our natural state, I believe, to be in communion with each other. That said, we don't really do that. I don't do that, honestly. And so I started by asking the question, is this true for me? Is it true that I can see myself in others and that I hold them as precious as I should hold myself? So we start there, right? If I have not healed my perceptions of myself, healed my wounds, then I'm definitely not going to be able to have a healed relationship with others. And my baggage is going to affect that relationship. So, okay, let's put that aside for a minute. If it's not true, and let's assume that I've healed most of my baggage, I've healed most of my wounds, and I still am not finding myself in a place where I feel comfortable being in communion with each other, with someone else. And what is it that is preventing me from experiencing that communion? And then additionally is grace, the grace that I talk about, our superpower of grace. Is that something that can help me or you build that pathway to communion where we are seeing ourselves and other people? And how do I do that while keeping my soul sovereign and keeping my ego out of it. So that's what I'll be contemplating this coming week. I think tomorrow for sure. Oh, wow. So then I went to the Earth Medicine book by Jamie Sams and just opened it. And normally it's not the first thing that I open that I'm going to read to you guys. Usually I kind of like flip through a couple times, but this one really struck me as being relevant. In a world where we've been blasted by every kind of sensory perception, stimulus pollution has taken its toll. Many people have lost the sense of what disturbs them due to these horrors being a common occurrence. More and more frequently, we defer as a society to the ravages of crime, domestic abuse, and insensitivity. We must realize that locking our doors, ignoring these terrors that besiege the senses, does not stop the intrusions. The malady of indifference and apathy has forced some to turn away, while others build an excess of emotional armor that tends to turn their hearts cold. The fear is masked by those who are affluent through the use of security systems and only traveling in, quote unquote, the better neighborhoods. Changes take place when healing solutions are carried out by concerned citizens. That's you and me. Having cast off the masks of indifference, these courageous individuals seek to better the conditions for every neighborhood. Volunteering to make a difference in a young person's life offers alternative paths for our youth. By using our time today to guide young minds and personalities, we are healing our own indifference, assuring the adults of tomorrow that we care enough to rehabilitate our own sensitivity and caring, dropping the armor of jaded senses and changing our indifference to make a difference. So I think there's a lot in there. We have been conditioned, and I've said this in other videos, we've been conditioned to be indifferent or apathetic, and then we have what I will say, I will shut down and then something will spark me and I will become emotional and in pursuit of justice and outraged, but that only lasts for a little bit because I'm not in communion with other people. I'm not able to give that voice the proper outlet. Now, that said, I do a lot of spiritual work around those things. And, maybe a future video, I'll talk a little bit about that. But we have the ability to remember that we exist within and with each other. And we have the opportunity to remove our armor and to take that off. And I think it's kind of like an agreed, an agreement between sovereigns. Drop our armor, learn more about each other, use grace as our superpower to build those pathways. All right, I've gone on long enough. Let's go ahead and get the Star Wars card. Let's see what we've got. Okay, well, I'm kind of worried about that. I mean, I'm shuffling these. And I got Yoda again. So you tell me what you think about this. Why do we keep getting Yoda? Luminous beings we are. It doesn't matter what we look like on the outside. We are all capable of extraordinary things. I really need to sit with that one for a little bit and just kind of contemplate and listen to see, why do we keep getting Yoda? I am shuffling these, guys. A lot. Maybe that's the problem. Too much. All right. So let's see what we've got for an angel number card for today. I did do a reel on Instagram this morning, which I haven't done in a while. It's a little different, kind of goes through my processes here, just to see if, I can generate some interest in this. All right. We're not going to cut it. We're just going to go straight for it. Wow. All right. Is it Groundhog Day and nobody told me? 0220. Didn't we have this one yesterday? Act on your idea. Practical goals, divine timing, ambition, collaboration, discipline, progress, opportunity, growth. Good fortune is on your side, and with wise judgment, you can achieve your goals. Now is the perfect time to reach new heights. Recognize this pattern and act on your potential. Your plans are about to flourish. You're on the brink of a spectacular ascent. Embrace the opportunities ahead. And then on the bottom is 0606, commitment. Loyalty, responsibility, truth, love, light, spiritual growth, solutions. Living with honesty and light every day is a powerful way to cultivate a peaceful and meaningful life. By embracing truth, you unlock solutions and comfort. Let go of worries by expressing your emotions authentically and regularly. Open your heart to the future because the best is yet to come. All right. I like that one too. Okay, guys. Like I said, I'm going to probably do enough to get me to 100, and then I might take a little break and determine. I really have to work on my oracle cards. I've got to work on getting those things channeled through. So maybe that makes sense for me to stop doing the YouTube for a while and just put that time into that. But anyway, Gizagin, I love you, and I hope that you are staying safe. Drop your armor where it's safe. Keep your sovereignty intact, but also, dig deep into that well of grace